Are you looking for the best electric scooters? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best electric scooters on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. NIU K3 Pro. If you've never ridden an electric scooter before, we can't recommend NIU's K3 Pro highly enough. This beginner-friendly scooter took roughly 10 minutes to set up, a process that included unboxing, attaching the steering column to the main body and handlebar to the steering column, downloading NIU's app, pairing our smartphone to the K3 Pro, and plugging it in to charge. You'll only need one tool for assembly, which is included in the box. NIU says it takes 6 hours to charge this electric scooter's battery fully, and we waited until it was fully topped up to begin our tests. We opted to pair our scooter with NIU's app before our first ride because it offers some genuinely helpful information, such as its current battery status, duration of your last ride, and total mileage. You can also lock the scooter to prevent theft, which is the most important feature. Finally, the K3 Pro does get occasional firmware updates, and the app can keep your ride up to date. This is a gadget after all, and any improvements to its efficiency and safety are highly recommended. We'd never ridden an electric scooter for adults before the K3 Pro, and we have to admit the experience was seamless immediately. This scooter's controls are intuitive. Depress an accelerator switch on the left side to increase your speed, and brake by squeezing either of the levers located above the handlebar. These controls will feel familiar if you're familiar with riding a bicycle, especially in a bike. It took about a half hour to learn how to properly negotiate our turns, which comes down to our inexperience with this form of transportation, but we felt totally in control of the scooter after that. The main purpose of scooters for adults is purposeful mobility, and the K3 Pro is plenty powerful for trips around town. We rode on smooth and rough asphalt, ran over water hoses and similarly sized obstacles, and even shallow potholes. At peak speed, we zoomed past pedestrians and bikers, mindful of our surroundings, of course, so if you're wearing headphones, make them bone conduction. We found it struggled a little going uphill, but that comes down to the weight of the rider and incline of the hill. Number 2. Segway 9-Bot Super Scooter GT2P. In terms of raw power, Segway's 9-Bot Super Scooter GT2P is untouchable. It can run at speeds up to 37.3 miles per hour, run for over 50 miles per charge, and is equipped with car-like features, including cruise control and a detailed display. The scooter's built-in screen can show its battery status, speed, operating mode, and even rate of acceleration. Having all these metrics at a glance can be extremely helpful in moderating your speed and adjusting your route in real time based on how much juice is left in the tank. You can optimize the GTP2's power by switching its sport and race modes into eco mode, reducing its energy consumption. Every component in the GT2P is luxe, from its double wishbone suspension to keep you from bouncing when going over large bumps to its hydraulic disc brake that ensures you won't get jerked around if you have to stop more suddenly. Ambient lights on the back will illuminate to let drivers and bikers know you're there, which is an important safety feature when operating this scooter at night. These features push Segway's scooter in front of the competition on both a technical and design front, contributing to its $2,499.99 price tag. Given its cost, we can only recommend this scooter for adults to someone interested in making it their primary form of transportation. Number 3. Segway 9-Bot Kick Scooter Max G2. While it's still steeper in price than most of our recommendations, Segway's 9-Bot Kick Scooter Max G2 can run for up to 43 miles in eco mode. This means you'll have to charge it less often, which is helpful if you're trying to moderate your monthly utility bill and carbon footprint. While range is this electric scooter's biggest asset, it's complemented by useful design features like integrated turn signals located on both sides of its handlebar, a wider footboard to make riding more comfortable, and a high-decibel horn that's louder than a dinging bell. That horn can also sound in the event of a theft. In the event that this scooter does get stolen, you can track and potentially retrieve it more easily by enabling Apple's Find My feature from within Segway's iOS app. This feature is contingent on you having an iPhone, but it's helpful nonetheless. The 9-Bot Kick Scooter Max G2 doesn't have all the advanced design features as Segway's higher-end electric scooters, but it does have a bunch of automatic battery settings that impressed us. The scooter can monitor its battery status in real time to prevent damage from overcurrents, overheating, and overcharging, amongst other potential issues. These features can extend the life of an electric scooter as they'll save you from having to replace or repair components. That in itself makes this electric scooter for adults the best eco-friendly option. Number 4. Koma E5 electric scooter. If you only need an electric scooter for very casual rides and short runs to close places, Koma's E5 is the best value. It costs under $250, which makes it accessible to far more people than all of our other recommendations. Yes, this means the scooter has a lower top speed and shorter range, but you'll still be able to make shorter trips in far less time than walking. The E5 has a smaller screen that'll still show your current speed and battery life, and will allow you to switch between a few operating modes that impact its power draw. This electric scooter has smaller wheels than some of our other recommendations, so you'll feel smaller bumps in the road more acutely. None of these limitations are deal breakers, but you should be mindful of them. If you're curious about getting your first electric scooter for adults, the Koma E5's inviting entry-level price will allow you to kick the tires, literally, before deciding whether you'll need to upgrade to a more advanced model down the line. Number 5. Segway 9bot F30. The scaled-down sibling of the Segway 9bot Max, the Segway 9bot F30 features the same high-quality construction and straightforward controls of our top pick, though with a bit less power and range at a much lower price. Plus, you still get all the perks that come with the Segway mobile app, like route maps, Bluetooth locking capability and real-time battery level percentage. The biggest difference between the F30 and the Max, other than the much lower price, is its range. I was only able to hit 9.3 miles on the Segway 9bot F30 before the battery died, which was on the lower end of my testing pool. This limited battery range does allow the F30 to weigh about 8 pounds less than the Max, and at 33 pounds total, it's relatively easy to carry around after folding. The smaller battery pack also makes the F30 sleeker and more compact, without the extra bulk of longer-range scooters. If you don't have a lengthy commute or really need to cover more distance, it may be worth stepping down to the F30. Despite the limited range, the F30 was still able to generate speeds of up to 16 miles per hour, although it struggled a bit on my hill test, topping out at 11 miles per hour. The controls are essentially the same as the Max, with a thumb accelerator throttle and mechanical handbrake, although the F30 uses a traditional bicycle bell that does add a little clutter to the handlebar area. The 10-inch pneumatic tires provide a much smoother ride than the solid tires of the similarly priced Onegi Model 1 or Swagger 5 Boost. Charging was a breeze as well, and it only took 4 hours to bring the battery level from 0 to 100%. Thanks to the 2.5W LED headlight and brake lights, you won't feel like you're compromising on safety features either.